Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Melina Ghost and this is Aiden. He is 9 months old and basically this is the episode that I talk about Bambino Mio specifically. I started a series around trying every single reusable nappy brand and this is the first ever one and I'm really excited to just get cracking with it. Скажи привет, hi. Привет, hi. In the video that I launched the series, I give you a document full of all of the brands that I am going to be reviewing, that basically I've had help putting together of every single brand, but also like I've put together where you can buy them, so the shops, if you're not buying second hand and if you're like looking for the discounts, that's going to be on there as well. I've also got elements around the brand, so every nappy that I review, I'm going to add scores for things like quality, things like size, things like dryness. So I'm really looking forward to actually building that out further and further as I go through this process and through this journey of trying every single brand. So I've been using Bambino Mios for over 6 months now, since Aiden was 3 months of age. And I found some things that I actually absolutely love about the nappy and some things that I think might need improvement. So let's first start talking about the size. So I actually really loved this nappy for when he was much younger. So when he was little, I found that the poppers at the front were actually a lot easier to use, to put to his size, and yes, I've seen other nappies that do that, and especially pocket nappies, but I also like the elastic on the sides, which I thought were really good to hold all the poop and the wee in place without actually spilling out like I found in some of the others. The other thing is that I love the Velcro. The Velcro makes it really super easy to put it to the right size, and it's not about being as tight as possible, but it's about actually having it tight enough so that during the day it doesn't fall off, and secondly, as he hasn't eaten a lot, his stomach contracts, so obviously it's still in place even though his stomach changes depending on whether he's eaten or not. Also there's elastic on the back there, which is really lovely. Basically it's a really nice fit for when he's younger, in my opinion. Also right now, so he's 9 months of age and he's a walker. You can't stop him moving from one place to another, so the fact that he's up and about, the Velcro makes it so much easier to actually snap him into the nappy. So I Velcro him in on the go whilst he's standing up. It's super easy, whereas poppers I do find a little bit more difficult. I have to pin him down or I have to like wrestle him. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to continue whilst breastfeeding Aiden. Going back to the nappy, I've not used it when he was a newborn, but I think it will be actually really good for like a smaller babies because of the poppers at the front, like I've mentioned before, but also because you can actually fold the insert in such a way that it fits nicely within the nappy. And actually it's perfect if you've got a baby boy, because if you're using reusable nappies, you know that you stuff more at the front. So the fact that when you fold the insert to fit the smaller nappy, let's say, it actually is perfect because you fold it at the front, which means there's extra padding, etc. So it's great for like when you think about that size for a newborn specifically. Next, I wanted to mention the Velcro. The Velcro is actually one of the biggest reasons why people absolutely love this nappy. I've already mentioned the fact that I can actually put the nappy on the go whilst he's moving around, because sooner or later, basically, baby does not stay on their back to have a nappy change, which makes things a lot more difficult. But also the Velcro is great because when you put it in the washing, let's say, you can actually fold the Velcro onto itself. I think it's got like a hold and pull kind of mechanism. I think that's what it's called. But it's the fact that it doesn't actually Velcro any of your other clothes, which can get really annoying. So that's a really lovely addition to the nappy, in my opinion. The other thing, obviously, the Velcro is a great way to actually adjust depending on size. whether they're moving about or not, but also when they're a newborn, you can actually fold it onto itself and they look absolutely pretty.
But I wanted to let you know and actually add this in before I forget, the fact that you should watch out for those little fingers, and I definitely see that as being a problem, especially in the summer when we don't have many layers on. So watch out for that Velcro.
And I don't know why, but actually Aiden, when he was tiny, so when he was 3 or 4 months, he used to, without a doubt, poo into the Bambino Mio nappy. He seemed to find it comfortable, whether I was doing it a bit too tight on the stomach, or whether he actually just loved the way it fitted him, that he thought, oh, I'm gonna poo, regardless of whether he'd poop an hour ago or not. You'll have to let me know if you're the same, or whether my son is just a little bit strange that way. The other thing that these nappies are really great for is the fact that they've got like a pull mechanism within the insert. Because they're an all-in-one nappy, they come with the insert that you can nicely fold in. So we'll talk about the pocket in a second, but the fact that you can actually pull using like a strap at the back of the insert means that you don't have to touch the insert when it's soiled, so that you can use that pull to get it out of the nappy and pop it into the wash. But then the pocket as well helps you put it back without actually having to like fold it down and just spend a long time trying to fit it into the nappy. So I think that's a really good reason why people love the nappy as well. The thing that isn't my favourite with this nappy is the fact that it comes with an insert that is microfiber, so it's synthetic material, so it's not something natural like cotton or hemp, for example, or bamboo. So it's not as kind to the skin as possible. So for example, it's just feels a lot different. The other thing is washing. So I found that I have to wash it on 60 degrees specifically to actually get all the stains out. But at the same time, it is very absorbent, and I've not found any issues with stainage either. So this Bambino Mio Solos are an all-in-one nappy. So it's like a pocket nappy with the insert attached. My biggest downside of this nappy is the fact that it just takes so long to dry. It takes much longer to dry because the insert is connected to the pocket. So let's say that the pocket dries much quicker, the insert actually takes a long while. So what I found is that actually I have to have a mix of nappies when I do have the Bambino Mios. But I'm sure if you have a lot of Bambino Mios, then you can actually work it every couple of days so that you've got some on the go to use whilst the others are drying. I'm sure you can work out a cycle, but for me, I have found that it's taking a very long time to dry, especially because I'm in the UK. We get so much rainy weather, so much mild and cold weather, that actually I found that I'm just continuously waiting. Especially that I actually air dry my clothes at the moment, although I do want to try tumble drying. So if anybody is currently tumble drying their nappies, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to find out more and then do reviews of that too in the future. So when it comes to the Bambino Mio inserts, because they're similarly a microfiber material, so a synthetic material, I've actually found that the same problem pretty much, that yes, they're pretty absorbent, although I've got like the boosters that I use, the microfiber boosters, and I do find they help just a tiny bit, so like just a tad. Let's say they'll help Aiden about an hour extra with actually wearing that nappy, so not much. Something else to mention is the fact that Aiden does wee a lot. We drink a lot means we wee a lot. So we are a family who do pee a lot during the day as well, and Aiden's no different. So that means that obviously we'll have to have something really absorbent, and as I said, by adding these boosters it does help, but for us just a tiny bit. But when it comes to the pre-folds, actually I'd say that these Bambino Mio Prefolds are one of my favourites. I absolutely love them. They do absorb it so well, so much better. They're longer, they're more padded, they're great material. I believe they're cotton, and they dry much quicker than the actual all-in-one nappy itself. But personally, I do prefer using those as the booster because they're just so good, as I've mentioned. So actually working an all-in-one nappy with the Prefold, I think works perfectly for us. It lasts a few hours. So baby boy got fed, and that means that he's gone down for a nap. Isn't he just super cute napping on his front? I love the fact that he prefers sleeping on his front like his mum does. But yeah, thank you so much for understanding about breastfeeding during me doing this video for you. But I really hope that you enjoyed the video, that actually you got quite a lot of information there, because I know I wish people told me about the opinions, like their opinion and their experiences with this nappy before I bought them. They can get quite expensive. So if you're buying from new, they're usually over that £15 mark. And yes, you can find nappies that are more than that, but I'd say that's still quite high. I've actually bought only one nappy from new, and only because it was on sale on Amazon. So I'll make sure to add a link below, so in case you want to buy one of these nappies, you can have a look. So apart from that, I actually bought a lot secondhand, and I have found that a couple of my secondhand ones are much thinner. So I'm assuming that the more you wash it, which makes sense, the more like the material gets worn out, and therefore it gets smaller and thinner, and it becomes less absorbent and weaker, which absolutely makes sense, like I said, but it's something to keep in mind as well. So worth asking how long they've been used if you do buy secondhand. The other thing I've not mentioned is the fact that they're just so beautiful. They've got great patterns. They've got lovely like foresty kind of patterns. So I've got like the monkeys, I've got like the parrots, I think it is. But they've also got other options, and I believe they come out with options every year so that you can always refresh like those reusable nappies if you wanted to. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that it's useful to you, and if you liked it, please do give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to tell me your opinion of the nappy down in the comments below, and if you want to come on my journey of trying every single brand, please do subscribe to my channel. I will be trying to do this weekly, but it's permitting that I can actually get new nappies. I am going to try and source them via secondhand or swap with people, especially in that Facebook group that I've mentioned in my first video around reusable nappies. I'll add a link down below so that you can get accepted to that as well. I think you need to be in the UK. So yes, basically I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.